What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 32, season 4 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me as always is Jmack.
Yes, hello, Chad.
Hello. How are you today, buddy?
I'm doing good, Chad.
Perfect. We are on.
Doing all right.
We are on the
live.
The fallout of the pay-per-views.
Yes. Which pay-per-views?
Oh, we've got great Bash at the Beach, and your pay-per-view.
This hurts, Chad. This hurts as a friend.
It hurts as a friend. Well,
Yeah, you just don't know my stuff. It hurts.
I know what happened at the pay-per-view.
You don't know the pay-per-view.
I'm sure I could if I really, really thought about it.
Then try. For me.
You run the show. You run the show.
No.
Judgment Day?
No.
Vengeance?
No.
Bad Blood?
No.
I don't know. I forgot. I know SummerSlam's the next one. The next big one.
This hurts.
That's okay.
No, it's not, Chad. You can think it's okay and continue to hurt my feelings, but for me, it's not okay. And hopefully, as a friend, you realize that and try to help and fix that.
Okay.
You won't, but
anyway,
we're coming off the heels of No Mercy.
No Mercy. I would have gotten there.
No, you wouldn't have.
Eventually, I would have run out of pay-per-views.
Let's get into it. We start off continuing our Women's Invitational here. Lita defeating Chigusa Nagayo in 9:37, which now means Lita has won one match in Nagayo. 0-2 so far, Chad.
0-2.
Not a good start for Nagayo.
Not good for Nagayo.
Especially now that there's a vacated Women's Championship. Now that this is the Women's Invitational is for the winner of this, or probably the two finalists at this point, will be fighting in October. It'll probably be then that this will be over and a women's champion will be crowned. I know, 2 months without a women's champion. Oh, sorry. We got to find some way to do it, and I wanted to do it creatively and originally at this point.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Something no one has done in this save.
No,
We're running out of shit to do.
I thought about doing a round robin tournament once, and then I looked at it and realized, nah, I'm okay. So I'm happy you're doing it. I think you would do a really good job of keeping track of it and doing it.
The game keeps track of it.
I know, but still.
We move on. Tori Wilson, Miko Satomura, and Tori Wilson is now 2-0, baby.
Oh, wow. 2-0 Tori.
2-0 Tori. Tori making a run here. She's just gassed at every match here.
She almost dies after every match.
I don't really know why she goes over either. She's not a good wrestler.
Is she more popular?
Yeah. That shouldn't be the reason, though. Yeah. Slaughter, I agree, brother. But every match goes 10 minutes. Speaking of terrible wrestlers, Gaeta now going 2-0. Mickey James falls to 1-1 as Gaeta goes over the former women's champion, Mickey James here. Cutie Suzuki and Yuki Miyazaki, and Cutie Suzuki wins here, Chad.
Hell yeah.
She now goes 1-1, and that also puts Miyazaki at 1-1. A huge win for Cutie Suzuki. And Akira Hokuto taking on Kyoko Ino, and Hokuto gets the win. Now let's go to this. We can look at this. This is the updated standings with Tori Wilson and Jackie Gaeta taking a nice little lead to start off, Chad. That's
crazy. That's crazy, Justin.
You predicted Gaeta.
I did. Gaeta's my pick.
Let's go. The big match. Gaeta and Tori Wilson's coming at some point. Who's going to win that?
And is it a preview of the final round?
I hope not. I hope one of the girls that can actually wrestle makes it that far. Because then at that point, it'll be at least a good match. Because Gaeta and Tori will be awful. Awful, I'm telling you. Awful. Let's just start the show, Chad.
Yeah.
Let's actually look at how over Tori is right now. 40s. Yeah, come on, brother. She's got nothing in her primary skills and nothing in her fundamental. That's it. I'm bringing one of your girls over, and they're going to be in it instead. Come here, Stacy.
She's not much better.
No. No, she's not. Hey, she's at least getting better in stamina.
Oh, that's good.
Took her a year to get a point, but there we go. She's so bad. If she's my women's champion, we got something to worry about, brother. Let's get into it, Chad. Let's start the show.
Let's do it.
We get a little recap of No Mercy, including the big tag team match. Kurt Angle and Jericho beating Mark Henry and Psychosis. Remember that big match, Chad?
I do.
Did they go over?
Kurt Angle and Jericho won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was going to put Mark Henry and Psychosis over, but alas, I did not, Chad. And Kurt Angle comes out to the ring, and before he even says anything, Chris Jericho comes out, Chad.
Oh, what's he have to say?
He says, you're welcome for saving with you and for tagging with you, but Kurt, you got the one thing I came over here for around your waist right now, and truth be told, I thought it'd be a strategical and financial good decision if I came out here and saved you, and I came out here and helped you, and came out here and tagged with you, because if we get a win, and it makes me look like I should be gunning for your championship, and there's a lot of good guys here in the locker room, but I'm the best guy in this damn ring, Kurt. Kurt, we had a hell of a match at SummerSlam 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago or was it last year? It was last year, 2001, the triple threat between Jericho, Angle, and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
We put on a classic.
Only one of those guys are with their original companies. Well, no, I guess that's not true. Eddie Guerrero was... No, he wasn't. Yeah.
No.
Only one of those guys is still with their original companies now.
Yes. It'd be pretty fitting if we went one-on-one at this year's SummerSlam. We gave the fans what they wanted. Remember last year, the fans were chanting at me, Kurt. They were chanting, please don't go. Please don't go. And I listened to them, and I came here. I listened to them. I was counting my days on my contract that expired. I was counting down the days, and I jumped ship as soon as I could. And I came here with one thing on my mind, and that championship. And PJ Black comes up before anything and says, I'm fucking sick of hearing this, guys. The only guy that should be champion is the guy that is in cahoots, not cahoots, is married to the family itself. Kurt, count your days down. Whenever that board of directors approve my stripping of you the title, that title's going around my waist. Kurt, so Chris, I wouldn't get your hopes up too high to fight for that WWE championship. You know what? Kurt, I won't even get your hopes up too high that you make it to SummerSlam. And Kurt's like, yeah, you're going to come do something about it? PJ's like, turn around. And Mark Henry and Psychosis are in the ring, and they beat up Kurt Angle.
Damn.
They beat him up, and Jericho just looks at it and doesn't do anything about it and just rolls out of the ring.
Wow.
We move on. Our opening match, JBL defeating the sickest boy in the game, Scott Vick, and gets him done. Gets the job done in 10-24. A nice little match. JBL getting a big win at No Mercy against Ace Steel.
Ooh. The bounty hunter. Or the big game hunter.
There we go. Backstage, Ed and Christian, they walk into the Boston Combat Club's locker room and they said, boys, it's kind of crazy that we have been the only tag team champions in the last 8 months, and we've never had a 2-on-2 title match.
Ooh.
It's always been someone else in it. It's always been an injury, and it's happening again because now Bryan Danielson, a man that I really truly wanted to wrestle, tore his ACL, and I gotta fight this wild animal. Look, he's fucking hitting himself in the head with a fork. Nick Gage is in the corner, just stabbing himself, bleeding everywhere. And and the Christian, they want the tag titles. They want the tag titles. We were supposed to get this match earlier, a couple months ago. We didn't because Edge got hurt, and now Bryan Danielson's getting hurt. Are we ever gonna get Edge, Christian, Danielson, Malenko?
That match is an easy 100.
It just won't happen.
Yeah.
We get the recap of last night's Triple H, Shawn Morley, last man standing match, a match that people were clamoring and raving about. Dave Meltzer gave that a 2.5 stars, but that's because Dave Meltzer is contracted by WCW right now and hates our company.
And is constantly giving everything that WCW does 5-star reviews.
But Alvarez gave it a 5, so... China defeats Fig, who's back in action after a hangnail injury. And China defeats him in 9:38 with a power bomb. We saw China relinquishing the women's championship last night at No Mercy. In return, Chad said, I hope she doesn't come for my belt. And that's what he said right here, because he's watching on the television and he packs up and leaves the arena.
Well, you know, I would love to stick around and watch the rest of the show, but I'm late. I'm late for a thing.
And he leaves. Gabriel Byrne and Dylan Martin are backstage. They're getting an interview about from Kevin Kelly, asking them, you know, you guys stepped in the ring with Dynamo, Jushin Liger, and Kaiji Muto, 2 legends of the business, and you went toe to toe with them, and you kept up with them. You just couldn't get the job done. And before Merton and Martin can say anything, the Bashams come into the ring and, oh, look at these 2 young guys. Look, if we were in your shoes last night, we would have got the job done. We would have sent those old New Japan guys back to New Japan. Hell, my buddy Doug here could be IWGP champion if he wanted to. You guys are just young schmucks. Maybe, and you took too big of a bite, you know. So maybe it's time to take it down a peg a little bit and bring you guys back to reality. All right, just because you guys wrestled on a pay-per-view, you guys got a couple wins against superstars. You guys beat the fucking Quebecers. Step into the ring with 2 talented tag team guys like me and my brother Doug. And and Burton and Martin get in their face. Ooh. And they kiss. We move on, Chad. Double J Records, Jeff Jarrett, John Berger, and Lance Cade defeating the Quebecers in Lenny Lane here when John Berger pins Jacques Rougeau with a sweet and sour.
Ooh. Because he owns a fast food chain.
There it is, brother. I'm glad you understand the reference.
Oh, you went and put that in?
Yes, sir.
I love that.
I think. I may have not. I don't remember. Jeff Jarrett wins. Lance Cade, the weak link, 37. You suck, Lance Cade. Get it together. Backstage, Kevin Kelly asked Triple H, the Intercontinental Champion, what's next? And he says, finally, I don't know what's next for the game. But all I know is the chapter of Morley is written, signed, and sealed. And he closes a book. He fakes closes a book. That chapter of my life, this chapter of this belt is over. And I hope I don't see that little punk running around here again. Ooh. Randy Orton and Mike Tyson are backstage kissing. And Orton... Actually, Orton's hearing some rumors about Lesnar returning tonight, Chad. We haven't seen Lesnar in a couple weeks. And Orton tells Mike Tyson, you know, Orton, I got myself a match tonight, Mike. You told me 7 days ago you're on my side, and I'm going to need you to prove it. You got to watch my back tonight, because if Orton comes out and beats me, he's a big, scary man. We saw what he did to Stasiak at SummerSlam 2000. He killed him. Killed him. By God, he killed him. By God, that man has a family. Our 4th match of the night, Liger defeats Daivari.
You have the IWGP champion on your show. Yeah. I'm going to say that every time he's on.
Kurt confronts Jericho backstage about not helping him.
Yeah,
what the fuck, Jericho? I know you want a title shot, but this is not the way to do it.
I thought you were better than that.
Now I was getting my ass kicked and I kind of went blacked out, but I don't know if you attacked. Are you part of them? Because if so, I'll beat your fucking ass right now. And Jericho just looks at him and just walks through him, hits him with a shoulder check, and leaves. Chris, I'm not done with you. Don't you do it, Chris, as he's walking away.
Don't you do it, Chris.
Backstage, our co-main event tonight, Randy Orton, Ace Steel. Have a decent little match. Orton gets the job done in 17:26. Hits him with the RKO.
Hell yeah.
As he's getting out of the ring. That's Brock Lesnar's music.
Oh.
And Owen's like, oh, shit. Remember that face he had when The Undertaker came back the first time?
Yeah.
That's what. And it was just, it just kicked on. It's just, he never came out.
Oh.
Orton and Tyson ran through the crowd. They didn't want to go up the ramp anymore.
He just never came out?
Yep. These just mind games, Chad. Mind games. And our main event, Edge and Dean Malenko go one-on-one tonight. I forgot to address that in the angle earlier. But Alas, Edge defeats Demolenko in 2026 with a leaping DDT to end the show at a 95. A decent little post-pay-per-view show here, Chad.
I'd say probably slightly better than decent.
Setting up some stuff for SummerSlam.
Interesting.
We'll see you for Nitro.
We will. All right. We are here with Nitro. We are on the...
Are you in Boise?
Yeah. I'm in Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked somewhere I haven't ran in a long time, if ever. So.
It tells you, but I don't... The last time you ran here was last month.
Oh. Okay. Well, never mind. I didn't think I went to Idaho that much, but apparently I have.
It goes by region.
That's true. But regardless, we're jumping right in. We start the show off. Bubba Ray Dudley, he gets into the ring and he's got...
Did you know Stacy Keibler was with the Dudleys in real life?
I
idea
actually discovered that on TikTok like 2 weeks ago because I saw an old clip where they came out together, but it wasn't my. But I didn't know that.
I know. Yeah. I figured that. I was like, what the fuck? Not another thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
But
the invasion gimmicks.
But she was never a romance interest of them. I don't think so.
She was the Duchess of Dudley, though.
Oh, nice. Well, she might be called that in this little promo. Bubba Ray Dudley gets in the ring and he says, "Everybody, you should have saw the looks on your faces when you saw what I did to my brother, Devon Dudley." And everyone's booing. He's like, "Boo all you want, but you don't know what it's like to be the shining star, the model, the dream child in a family. You don't know what it's like to have the pressure of always living up to expectations. Since we were kids, it's been obvious that I've always been the best Dudley brother. Devon was always living in my shadows, and I always knew that I was capable of greatness. I always knew that Bubba Ray was capable of main eventing and winning world championships. But I loved my brother. I loved my family, and I always wanted to bring them up as well as myself. I did that on ECW. I had the whole family on my back, and throughout the years, less and less have came with me, and to now, it was just me and Devon. We were the greatest tag team in the world. And honestly, being atop of the tag team mountain should have been enough. But it wasn't for me, and it wasn't for Devon. The difference is, unlike Devon, I would never just throw away a family to build my own name. The last time the Dudley boys were away, Devon was injured. We went away. When Devon came back, I told him, let's run it back. And he said, no. So I went on to win the hardcore and the US belt. And Devon was a reverend that couldn't get a nickel. Fast forward. And I feel so bad for my brother who's clearly unhappy. So I put my push on hold to team with my brother again, and we quickly become the best tag team in this company once again. And then Devon met Stacy Keibler, and Stacy, she rolls her eyes when he says that. He says, Stacy and Devon, when they first met, there was a connection. However, Stacy quickly realized, I won't speak for her, I'll let her do the talking. She says, "Thanks, babe. I quickly realized that Devon was a loser. The more I watched him wrestle, the more I saw that the only reason why I was attracted to Devon was because he was successful. He was a tag team specialist, and he had gold. And then I realized that his brother Bubba had both talent as a tag team guy and the star power to be a true main eventer. And I realized I was wasting my time, and I had to get with a real man." And Bubba says, "And Devon, at first I immediately said no, and I was appalled. How dare this woman go behind my brother's back. But then, Devon, you started going behind my back and asking for matches and sacrificing not just my success, our success. How dare you get to try to make a name off yourself when I sacrificed everything to be your tag team partner and to be your brother? So when the opportunity came for me to get payback on you, I did it. Because, Devon, you ruined the Dudley boys. You ended the Dudley brothers. And I ended you. So now Bubba Ray is by himself. Well, I guess not completely by myself, because I've got the hottest woman in professional wrestling by my side, and I'm putting this company on notice, because I'm going to do what Devon could never do. I'm going to be the star of this show. And then Spike Dudley and Studley Dudley come out, and they say, Bubba, you've always been the arrogant prick of the family. You've always been the guy who thought he was better than everybody. Devon didn't go against you. Devon didn't go behind your back. Devon bet on himself, which is something you've never done to Devon. You've never believed in Devon. And you've never believed in the Dudley family unless it was to advance yourself. How dare you? And then Bubba Ray Dudley says, how dare you both come out here and interrupt me when I'm the reason why you're even employed here? And Justin Spike's heard enough. He challenges Bubba Ray Dudley to a match right now. And in a decent match, Bubba Ray Dudley defeats Spike in 5:43 with a full Nelson bomb.
That was 5 minutes too long for Spike Dudley right there.
Yeah. You weren't wrong. Bubba was toying with him. Bubba was toying with him. At one point, he literally went for the pin and did that gimmick where he like lifts him up and like intentionally breaks the pinfall. Yeah. We go to a footage from earlier in the like last night actually. Last night after the pay-per-view. After the pay-per-view, it shows Sandman and Matt Sydal at a bar. Sandman's just
Sydal's not old enough to drink.
Pulling him back. I know he's not. He's just there chilling.
He shouldn't even be allowed at the bar that late.
Well, Sandman has connections. He's pulling him back and he's telling Matt Sydal, "Listen, you're not old enough yet, but listen, all right? If you're going to be a wrestler, if you're going to work hard, you got to party hard."
Sounds way too sober.
Party hard. Let me tell you something. I didn't become the best. You see, when he puts it out on Matt Sydal's chest.
Paul, let me.
I didn't become the face of ECW by drinking juice boxes and playing with my thumbs. And Matt Sydal's super uncomfortable. And Ahmed and Austin Aries show up, and Ahmed tells Sandman he should be ashamed of himself and says that's not how a pro conducts himself. And I brought Austin Aries here to show him how not to act. And Sandman takes his cigarette and once again puts it out on Ahmed's chest, which causes a brawl fight, which sets up this match tonight.
You don't take your rookie to the bar. That's why I'm bringing my rookie to the bar.
To show him what not to do. And Justin, and about that subpar wrestling and Nazi and Cruddy, the Sandman and Matt Sydal defeated Ahmed and Aries when Matt Sydal pins Ahmed with the aftershock. Matt Sydal pinned Ahmed, and the crowd lost it. Wow. What does I mean? Matt, he beat a pro. He pinned a pro. It wasn't a tag team match, but he still pinned a pro. That's huge.
John, I told you this last week. My love for this Tough Enough has gone out the window.
Well,
it's not random anymore. The true spirit of the Tough Enough is gone, and so is my. Well, unfortunately, because I want to love this, but the whole gimmick of it last year, was I'm going to try to randomize this on whoever's tough enough is tough enough.
Well,
and now it's whoever I choose to be tough enough is tough enough.
Well, here we go. I'm not really even sure who I want to win yet. So, but anyway.
That's the point.
We're backstage. Don West is with Chris Benoit, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Don West here, and I'm here with the World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Benoit." Now, Benoit, everyone's asking, you've beaten Bret Hart twice now. What's next for Chris Benoit.
Big show.
And Benoit says, Don, I don't really know what's next for Chris Benoit. Bret Hart, I did beat him twice, but he took me to the limit both times. All right, Bret Hart is a worthy opponent and worthy to ever have and worthy of any championship match. That being said, though, I'm a fighting champion. I've beaten damn near everybody this company has to offer. So I don't know. I don't think anyone can beat me in a singles match. So who knows what's next for me? But one thing's for sure, I'm going to defend this belt, and whoever wants to take this belt from me, good luck.
Ooh.
And Justin, meanwhile, backstage, while that's happening, we pan out to another side of the hallway, and we see Johnny Stamboli and Tony Mamaluke. They're having FB Idol, and they're trying to find the newest member of their tag team to replace their buddy, to replace Little Guido, who's just been missing. There's also Have You Seen This Man posters.
He's been on fucking SmackDown.
No. The guy who you hired, whose name isn't Little Guido, Nunzio's been on SmackDown, but Little Guido's gone.
I'll change his name to Little Guido.
So Johnny Stamboli...
Then I'll be like, what the hell?
So Johnny Stamboli has like pictures of Have You Seen This Man all over the locker room looking for him, but they're trying to find...
like, yeah, we saw him Friday night, brother.
And they're trying to replace... They're trying to find a new member of FBI, and they're having FBI Idol.
I love this, though.
Yeah, and Scott Norton shows up, and he says, hey, I think I have what it takes for FBI Idol. And of course they say, well, you know what? Listen, let's find out, okay? Best Rocky movie on 3. 1, 2, 3. They both say Rocky 4. Oh, perfect. And then they go, okay. Favorite Italian dish on 3. 1, 2, 3. They both say spaghetti and meatballs. And then they look at each other. And Johnny Stamboli says,
"This is going to be a singing contest."
Well, that's what
FBI
they wanted
Idol?
you to think.
Oh,
But then Johnny Stamboli says, okay, you've passed 2 of the qualifiers, but now, Scott Norton, let's see if you can back it up in the ring.
Oh, no, he can't. I'm telling you, no, he can't.
And they've got a tag team match against Abyss and Mil Muertes, and in a poor match, Abyss and Mil Muertes defeat Johnny Stamboli and Scott Norton, when Abyss pins Scott Norton with the shock treatment.
Told you.
Yep. So...
Are they just trying to find someone that can beat Abyss?
And the search continues for the new FBI member. Yeah, that's Abyss.
Oh.
Yeah. I found a new picture to go with Mil
I
Muertes.
realize I've never seen him in a blue mask before.
He
That looks like a hoovy tube.
It was during I think it was during like the Decay era of Abyss. I'm not sure though.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's some group in TNA that has like Rosemary and Crazy Steve. You don't know these people. Anyway,
No.
Bret Hart shows up.
I know Rosemary.
And,
How dare you disrespect me?
True, that's fair. That's fair.
DPW legend.
Yeah, that's fair. Someone walks up to Bret Hart and asks him a question. Don West was going to go approach him, but Bret Hart didn't even give him the option. He walked right past him and walked into his locker room. Bret Hart's clearly not happy, Justin.
I'm not happy either, Trent.
Oh, well, I hope
hurts.
that gets better.
My head hurts.
Justin, we have a singles match. We have Fit Finlay defeated Tommy Dreamer.
You told me before this I'm bringing guys in that don't wrestle. And I said, okay.
But Fit Finlay defeats Tommy Dreamer with a tombstone pile driver.
I don't hate it, Chad. Welcome back to 1998, but I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. And we're backstage, and Trish Stratus and Manami Toyota are backstage, and Trish Stratus, she approaches Manami Toyota, and she says, hey, I just want to say again, you really took me to my limit at the pay-per-view, and listen, you may not have won the championship, but you won my respect. And she shakes Manami Toyota's hand. And while that's happening, Medusa, Miceli, and Beth Phoenix approach them, laughing at them both. Say, oh, how cute. Look, they've made friends. Now they can go be the loser club together. And they're just, they're being that typical mean girl gimmick, making fun of people. And
both of their pictures are smiling.
and Beth Phoenix says, what makes you two so special, huh? And Trish Stratus, holds up the championship belt, and Manami Toyota laughs, and then they both go, oh yeah, well maybe we'll see who's laughing if you get in the ring with us tonight, and they agree to a tag team match.
Ooh.
And in a decent match, Beth Phoenix and Medusa Miceli defeat Manami Toyota and Trish Stratus when Medusa Miceli pinned Manami Toyota after using a foreign object.
There you go. I was worried you're going to put the fucking faces over.
Nope, heels win. And Manami Toyota and Trish Stratus showed excellent chemistry. Nice. we've got our main event, a 6-man tag match tonight, and a decent match. The Wild Boys defeat the Society when Chase Tatum pinned Perry Saturn with a pile driver.
This was your main?
Yeah, I thought I was going to do better than a 70.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
And Nitro, Billy Kidman comes down. He has a big match, and he says, I came out tonight to make 2 big announcements. Ooh. The first announcement, your fearless leader, Billy Kidman, has continued to think what could make this company better. And one thing that no authority figure in this company has ever had the bravery to do is bet on the talent that he has. And I think we've got a talented roster, and I think it's time to prove it once and for all that we have the most talented roster in professional wrestling. And that's why we are going to start having brand-exclusive pay-per-views. Starting at Barely Legal. This Nitro-exclusive pay-per-view is going to be in Philadelphia to pay respects to ECW. As it should be. And our main event will be a championship scramble match. Ooh. See, Bret Hart said earlier tonight that he could beat anybody in a singles match. Now he has the opportunity to see just how good he is when he defends his championship against... Shawn Chris Benoit said it. And Bret Hart was on the show. He walked past Don West and went to the back. But yeah.
How could I forget?
Yeah, but regardless, he says, and that's why in this championship scramble, Benoit will defend it against 4 other guys at the same time. Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam, The Big Show, and Samoa Joe. And whoever has the pinfall at the end of 20 minutes will become World Heavyweight Champion. And that's it. We just set up the main event for wow. Okay. Yep. Like I said, this was gonna be bad. I did legitimately think the main event was gonna do a little bit better.
There's no shot you in 2002 with how poorly you've booked Nash and Hall and how bad Batista and Palumbo are right now.
The tag team champions.
That doesn't mean they're good in ring.
I guess that's fair. But regardless,
I could have told you that would have got us set. That's John Berger-esque.
But regardless, yeah. Barely Legal, Nitro exclusive pay-per-view, and a championship scramble in the main event.
I do like that. That's fair.
So we will see you guys for
if you guys
Thunder and SmackDown.
You're on TV still.
And we are here in...
Where are we?
Where are we? I forgot where we are.
Where are we?
Where does it tell you?
Where are we,
Is this right here where it tells you?
Don't look at all that.
Don't look at that. Where are we?
Buffalo, New York.
Right. Buffalo, New York. We're in Buffalo, New York. We are here for some Thunder. And Justin... I'm just going to get right into it. We start the show off. The Council of Kidman, the cock, they show up. And,
hey, Evil Uno.
Evil Uno is there, even though it's not. And he's rallying, he's addressing the Buffalo crowd. He says, now... After I announced the Nitro exclusive pay-per-view, I've gotten a lot of feedback from fans. Some love it. Some, maybe don't like it. And maybe those people are people like you from Buffalo, because unfortunately the big events don't really run through Buffalo. So that's okay. Maybe someday you guys will know what it's like to see a championship in Buffalo, but until then... And then he just gets booed. And everyone's booing him. And he just says, however, speaking of champions, Minoru Suzuki retained the Universal Championship at the pay-per-view. However, one of us did not. And then the whole group turns and looks at AJ. And they go, AJ, you did not beat Rey Mysterio 1-on-1. Rey... The 3 times you two have met in singles action, AJ, you've beaten Rey 1 time. That's absolutely embarrassing. That's disgraceful. And I have no room on my council for somebody who can't get the job done. So AJ, I'm going to give you one final opportunity tonight to beat AJ Styles and take back the Cruiserweight Championship. And trust me, AJ, if I were you, I would make sure I won that match. And Justin, we start off our first singles match of the night. Kurt Hennig versus Bobby Roode in a decent match. Bobby Roode defeated Kurt Hennig in 1455 with a Rude Awakening.
We're not going to talk about Kurt Hennig.
He's here. He's here. He's here. I got him on a local contract, which means, of course, his contract with WWE has expired.
Yes.
But he's here.
And technically, he got burned to death.
True. Well, he recovered quickly because, Mr. Perfect got burned to death. Kurt Hennig is alive and well.
Kurt Hennig in WWE.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, anyway, Kurt Hennig, Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode wins with a Rude Awakening. We are backstage, and Jeremy Borash has the 4 tough enough competitors left, and he says, now you'll notice Stretch isn't here.
Oh, yeah, he got hurt.
And that's because Stretch
didn't stretch.
He didn't stretch, and he's injured, and for that reason, he's going to be out for 2 months, and, he's just... We've kicked him out of the tournament, you know? So even though, so unfortunately for you guys, you lost your big match at the pay-per-view, which means you were going into elimination, and then you've lost a guy due to injury. Good news is, for you 4, that's one less guy to compete against.
Are they going to bring in someone
The bad news is, that will not count as the elimination match.
Ooh.
Which means... We will soon be down to the 3 of you. I hope you prepare these next couple of weeks because at that pay-per-view, you 4 are going to square off. And
I thought someone tonight was getting.
Oh nope. And the
you
one
are dragging this out this year.
And the one who gets pinned will be gone. So I got to ask you 4.
What do you mean at the pay-per-view? It's a Nitro exclusive.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, in a few weeks. I've already forgot. In a few weeks. And I got to ask you guys.
Do it tonight.
I already booked the show tonight. I got to ask you boys. Are you tough enough? And we show them just how tough enough they are when they have an 8-man tag team match. The rookies and the coaches teaming up to wrestle. And in about that decent wrestling with a little heat, Eddie, Canyon, TJ Wilson, and Nick Dinsmore defeat.
The rookies and the. Yeah. I thought the way you said it made me.
I got you. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Taking on the coaches.
Yeah, no, I got you. But yeah, Canyon, Eddie Colon, TJ Wilson, and Nick Dinsmore defeated Steen, Lance Storm, Christian York, and Ron Simmons when Eddie Colon pinned Ron Simmons with the onward rolling cutter.
I don't know who's gonna win. Okay, all right.
What?
Eddie Colon's a coach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep forgetting he was in last year.
That's okay. Low D is actually Matt Hardy is in his locker room and he's getting ready, for a match tonight. He's just preparing, We don't really know who he's wrestling yet, but we know he's getting ready, he's warming up.
Well, it's already booked.
And then all of a sudden, eyes pop up from one of the lockers and then all of a sudden Lodi steps out and he had his whole body painted in the same color as the lockers. And he says, Matt! And Matt jumps. It scares him. He's like, where? Have you been here the whole time? Ooh. He was like, no, I just got here when I saw you walking in. I needed to talk to you because, of course, I am the master of disguise. But anyway, Matt, listen, you've been doing a lot of shady stuff lately with Billy Kidman and his counsel. And I got to ask, Matt.
Are you tough enough?
What's going on? And Matt's like, what's going on? What's going on is, you don't understand the pressure I'm under, Lodi. Listen, my brother's gone, and and the last time the Hardy Boys, we weren't teaming together. I felt like I was Devon Dudley in this situation. To be honest with you, I wasn't. I needed to. I feel like I had to prove something, and now I have the opportunity to, and I got to make the most of it. And Lodi's like, Matt, the only thing that you're proving is that you're a little bitch. And Matt gets mad. And he says, you know what, Lodi? You know what? I'll tell you what. All right? I'll show you. All right? Tonight in the main event, I'm going at one-on-one against Juventud Guerrera. All right? You know what that means? That means once I beat Juvi, I'm going to skyrocket to the top because Kidman mentioned to me that if I'm able to pick off Juvi, maybe I'll be next in line for a championship match. So you, Lodi, you can keep playing dress up and hide and seek all you want. But if you ever want to make it in your career, sometimes you have to grow up and you have to sell out and you have to do what your boss says. And I'll show you that tonight. And Lodi says, Matt, good luck.
Oh, so
but I want to let you know.
Knows he is a bitch then.
Lodi says, Matt, good luck. Listen, I gotta tell you though, if you don't beat Hoovy, your life's gonna get a lot worse because I don't let people just insult me and get away with it. So if you don't beat, if you lose to Hoovy, you're gonna lose 2 matches in a row because I'm taking you on next week. And Matt, he just says, we'll see. And we got Disco Inferno versus James Storm, and about that Subpar Wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. James Storm defeats Disco Inferno with an 8-second ride.
Okay.
Look at that. And Vader, as punishment for teaming with Ken Shamrock, has been made to go one-on-one against Eric Young tonight. And in a decent match, Eric Young defeats Vader in 10:28 because he was attacked by Dark Shark and Taka Michinoku. It was interference, and the ref's back was turned because Eric Young was trying to untie the turnbuckle pad. So while the ref was yelling at him for that, these two interfered. Eric Young got the win, and then, Dark Shark and Eric Young, they're beating down Vader, and then all of a sudden, Ken Shamrock's music hits. He's here to save his friend. With Matt Cross and Lash LaRue, they run into the ring, and they fight off Dark Shark and Eric Young. And our main event match tonight, AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio, these two have once again renewed their rivalry. And AJ was something to prove. He's not just fighting for his belt, he's potentially fighting for a spot in the council. But about that Superb Wrestling Great Heat, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats AJ Styles in 9:56 with a springboard hurricanrana. And Rey Mysterio Jr. makes defense number 1 of the WCW Cruiserweight title. And the council come in, and AJ, he starts apologizing, and Kidman says, get out of my ring. And he gets out of the ring. AJ Styles by this point's gone, and Kidman says, we'll deal with AJ Styles later. All right? Yeah, I'm done with AJ Styles for the day, okay? I'm absolutely done. We've got bigger and more important things to worry about. And that was actually supposed to be the next angle, but it's not. Instead, we got Hoovy and Matt Hardy. This is actually our main event. I forgot. I set this match up. But in a superb match, Hoovy defeated Matt Hardy in 15:06 with a dragon suplex.
Don't worry.
And this was the promo. And so he says, like I said, we're done talking about AJ Styles. We're talking about a real champion. We're talking about Minoru Suzuki, a man who will put Thunder on his back and bring us, no, not just Thunder, he'll bring the WCW to the promised lands, because Minoru Suzuki, he's not just the company's champion. He's not just my champion. He's all of your champion. He's the people's champion. If you smell, crowd loses it as Kidman looks like what as Rock comes out.
Who was saying that?
Billy Kidman was saying it.
He was saying the people's champion?
He said Suzuki's not just the champ's champion. Yeah. So then The Rock comes out. You would know if you weren't looking at your phone, Justin. Yes. You were paying attention. Yes. But The Rock, but The Rock comes out, and The Rock says, Kidman, I'm sorry, but finally, Rock has come back to Buffalo. He said, Billy, the Rock couldn't help but overhear that you called Minoru Suzuki the people's champion. And that, Billy Kidman, is just incorrect, because Rock is the people's champion and Rock's been gone. But the entire time Rock's been gone, he's been training, earning and burning and grinding to get back to this ring so Rock can walk down the ramp and kick Minoru Suzuki's candy ass. And the crowd is losing it. They're so pumped Rock is back. He said, and Suzuki, listen, here's the thing, all right? The jabroni beating, pie eating, eyebrow raising, hell raising, people's champ The Rock is here tonight to challenge you at next week for the Universal Championship. I want my rematch. And Kidman says, well, Suzuki,
you gotta fight in a triple threat match. You have to as well.
Well, Suzuki, here's the thing. You can want whatever you want, but that's not how things work over here in WCW. If you want an opportunity at Minoru Suzuki, listen, here's the thing. I got to make sure you're even still healthy. Or I got to make sure your body can hold up. So I'll tell you what. Or I'll tell you what. Next week, You're going to wrestle, and you're going to wrestle in a match, and let's see if you can even win. Let's see if you can beat your opponent, because if you don't, well, if you don't, then you won't have an opportunity to face Minoru Suzuki, because you'll prove that you're not good enough. And Rock says,
He's the champion.
Rock says, you don't think I'm ready? You don't think I'm ready? And Kidman says, I don't. It doesn't matter what you think. I don't care what opponent you put at The Rock. The Rock will kick their candy ass all over the arena. And Billy Kidman says, well, that's good, Rock, because your opponent is going to be, and he gets a sinister grin, Cruiserweight champion Rey Mysterio. So next week we get Rock, Rey Mysterio.
Wouldn't...
And we get an 88
Let's show the week.
as we head to
Let's show the week.
SmackDown.
Another one for the good guys.
Yeah, like I said, Nitro shit the bed, but oh well. We keep on rolling, and we roll on to SmackDown. And we are here with SmackDown. Justin, this is the build-up for the pay-per-view.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Where you at today? What city are you at today?
Did I change that? I meant to change that. I meant to change that. I looked at it, looked at where SummerSlam's going to be, and said, I'll change that in a second. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina today, Chad.
Nice.
And SummerSlam, as the last 3 years have dictated, we run it, Staples Center. That's the spot for SummerSlam. That's where it's always going to be. We're on the road to SummerSlam.
It's like Bash at the Beach, but always being in Florida.
Yeah, but you run it in like a stadium. You gotta run it on the beach. Get it? Because it's the beach.
I think I looked last year, and we
There's
couldn't
no
find
beach.
like a beach.
There's
so
no
I
beach.
just did Miami.
You couldn't create a venue.
Maybe we do. Maybe we do.
Do the WCW beach?
Maybe we do Pebble Beach for SummerSlam.
You do Pebble Beach?
Yeah, and a little golf place. That.
Do you know where Pebble Beach is at?
No idea, but if we go during the summer, it'll be nice and warm.
Chad thinks Pebble Beach is in Florida.
I didn't say that. I just said it's a beach. It's a pretty beach.
It's a pretty beach in Idaho. Did you know? You didn't know that, did
We
you?
were close to Pebble Beach. No, I didn't know that.
No, it's California, you fucking goofball. Chris Hero Lepar going to start the show off, Chad, in the pre-show. 76. Better than any match on Nitro.
This week, yeah. Actually, no. I think maybe. I know you're good. Maybe you're right.
I think I'm right on that one, unfortunately.
You might be right.
I'm gonna go back and see what the best match of that Nitro was.
It wasn't the main event.
It was not the main event. It may have been, but I don't think it was.
No, the main event was a 70.
Yeah, that's how bad that show was.
I don't think it was the best.
Rhino and Volador Jr. defeat Adam Pearce and Mikey Henderson on the pre-show as well. Let me write Pearce down just to see where he was at. Mikey's at 52. Rhino's got the JBL treatment, whereas no matter how hard I push him,
You just won't get over.
he just can't get over.
Maybe it'll take him 3 years like it took JBL.
We start off tonight, Chad, with the highlight package, the last few weeks. Tonight, it's Latin Lover, Chavo Guerrero, Chad. A big match tonight. A big match. But it's not our main event. We got a big show tonight, Chad. The Latin Lover, Chavo Guerrero, United States Championship on the line here, Chad.
Oh, yeah.
Are you excited for that?
Yeah, it should be a good match.
We start off SmackDown, though, with the sexy Shannon and Melina going back at it. They're back on the couch.
They're going back at it.
They're going back on the couch, Chad, because we have a Cruiserweight, Light Heavyweight showcase. Up next, Chad, is Chris Sabin taking on Nunzio in his debut match. And Nunzio with a 75 gets a big win with a Sicilian Crab, Chad. Ooh. He gets the microphone after. And he calls out Shannon Moore, Chad. He calls him out. He asks him questions like he does the FBI question. He says, Shannon Moore, what's your favorite Rocky movie? Mine's Rocky 1. What's your favorite Italian food? Shannon Moore. Mine is pizza.
Pizza?
Is what I would have said back in my old days. I'm a new changed man. I'm not a joke. I'm not a laughing stock. I'm not a part of a group that couldn't do anything anymore. I've came to where everyone else came from my old company. They came to where the big boys play, and they came for new opportunities they just did not get in that other company. And now I'm here calling my shot out. They don't call me Little Guido. They don't call me James Mariotto. I'm Nunzio. my family's last name, my family's name, my great uncle Fabio Nunzio.
Fabio Nunzio.
The greatest worker in all of Italian history. My mother painted pictures that rivaled the ones in the Sicilian. And now I'm here. No first name, just my last name to represent who I am. I'm Nunzio, damn it. And I came to prove to everyone, you know what I mean. We move on. Kevin Kelly conducts an interview with Harlem Heat, Chad.
Interesting. What did they have to say?
Well, I had to swallow, Chad. Nice. Kevin Kelly just asked him, "Hey, Booker, Stevie, it's been years since we've seen you guys together. Booker, we thought you were dead." And Booker's like, it's a gentleman's agreement that we don't talk about that anymore. Okay, and that part of our history's burned down with that club. But
they burned the club down with them all in it? I thought they just burned the club down.
That's the story behind it.
Oh, wow.
That's the story behind it.
I thought they just burned the club. I didn't know they were in it.
I'm just happy to be alive here today, and I'm happy to be with my tag team partner, Stevie Ray, and I'm just glad to get back in the action. You know, me and Stevie have talked. Stevie, let's be real. Stevie was real with me. I'll be real with you guys. Stevie, he doesn't have much time left in this ring. He's nearing his end of his days here in the wrestling ring. He's 50 years old, brother. He's, we've been doing this for decades, and now we want one final run here in the WWE before we send off Stevie Ray. And I'm just glad to be. I'm glad I'm able to be here today because it was scary to be in that building when that building went down. But we don't talk about it, Kevin Kelly. All right, brother? We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Bruno and that building.
And, Booker T gets in the ring and takes on Davey Boy Smith.
Nice.
He wins a 9:36 here, Chad. WCW Thunder 1998 match happens here on SmackDown here in 2002. We move on. Scott Steiner arrives to the arena, and this is the first time he's been around in a while. He is shocked to see the Gentlemen's Club burn down.
Where the fuck my strip club go?
Hey, where the fuck are the hoochie mamas? What the? Rick! He's going through the rubble. Rick!
He's just, Rick!
We move on.
Ric Flair, you son of a bitch!
Double J Records defeat Air Paris and Ruckus tonight, Chad. Ruckus and Air Paris, two of TNA's finest young talent, are here to debut on the SmackDown show, and they lose to Jeff Jarrett and Chris Daniels. I was hoping those two would have good chemistry.
They don't.
Of course they don't. Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho do.
Nice.
But not Double J Records. And then after the match, Jeff Jarrett grabs the microphone and, he's got the crowd in the palm of his hands. He's one of the greatest talkers in the biz. And he's like, you know what? There were doubts. There were little rumblings in the universe saying, what is this Double J Records? What are they doing? Not only did we pass on Scotty 2 Hotty to sign Chris Daniels, but we signed John Berger and Lance Cade, and now most people in the outside world and even inside the locker room are wondering, what the hell do I see in John Berger and Lance Cade? Well, you saw Monday night, these guys can go, and we got a big victory. And now we got a big victory over here on SmackDown, and that's pretty much going to shut the mouths of anyone hating and questioning the Double J Records and what kind of impact we have in this locker room and in the ring. We've shown that we can still go. You look at the signing bonuses that we've had over the last month, and you realize things didn't go our ways. But that doesn't mean we just stop and we just give up, because, just like musicians, if they put out one bad album, they go back in the studio, they record some more music. I couldn't think of the word music. And they put out another record and they give it another go, and that's exactly what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep growing. We're going to become the biggest entertainment mogul not only in all of the wrestling business, but all in Hollywood. This week we could have Chris Daniels and John Berger and Lance Cade, but next year we could have those three and Tom Cruise signed to Double J Records. Those three and Brad Pitt signed to Double J Records. The opportunities are endless. This is not just a wrestling entertainment label. This is just an entertainment label, and this is just the beginning of Double J Records. And now you guys better get in line to sign with us before the line gets too long and you guys miss the mark. John Cena takes on King Iakea here, Chad. John Cena gets a big win here in 1530. His first win in a while.
I was just going to say that. Big win over King Iakea.
Big win over former pre-show and European champion King Iakea. And you know what? Who also says that? The family. Stevie Richards hits the ring with his boys and says, he tells John Cena, you know, he's the biggest thing about wrestling that makes makes these four sick. You know, good old American boy, doesn't do anything wrong, gets the fans cheering for him. That makes them sick because they know that doesn't get you anywhere in the business. You got to be maniacal. You got to be dark. You got to be grinding in the background. You got to do anything in your possible power to get what you want, because it's not handed to guys like Steven Richards. It's not handed to guys like Chris Harris or Colonel Mike Sanders or Chris Hero. It's not because we aren't gifted with the looks of John Cena and the body of John Cena and the good old potential, he says. Potential. That's a big word around here. Potential. Potential. What are we playing? NBA 2K?
Untapped potential?
Fuck! I spoiled it! God damn it! Kid Cash was supposed to call out Mankind. He says he's going to kill him. He's going to murder him again. And then Dude Love comes out and he's like, "Ooh, brother, what are we talking about? What are we talking about violence for? What are we talking? Let's just come out and love each other." And Dude Love comes out there and he's just doing his deucing and diving. He's dancing like you down to the ring. And
dancing like that is how I dance.
He comes out and he hugs Kid Cash. He said, "Brother, it's all about love right now. It's 2002. Stop thinking about hate, brother." And Kid Cash pokes him in the eye and DDTs him. How disrespectful, Kid Cash. We move on. Latin Lover. This match is about to happen. Chavo Guerrero is coming down the ring, and Latin Lover comes out and hits him in the back of the head with the United States Championship and continues to beat him down. And the match just has to be called off as referee and security guards and talent backstage have to escort Latin Lover out of the arena because Latin Lover throws him off the stage. That's the big stunt bump of this. Latin Lover throws Chavo off the stage through some tables. That's the big egg. And people, that's what people say. That's what the fans are saying. They're saying he's an asshole. What a piece of shit they're calling him, Chad.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
We got a match here, Chad. Scott Steiner, who had to arrive to the arena somehow because he's wrestling tonight, takes on El Samurai in 1508 and hits the Steiner screwdriver. And he says, "This one's for Rick," because he thinks Ric Flair's dead, brother.
This one's for Rick.
You big fat piece of shit.
You may have taken Buddy Rogers' gimmick, but you've taken my heart, Rick.
We move on. I think it's time for our main event tonight. It's C.W. Anderson and Johnny Storm getting those tag team title matches that they wanted against Shinya Hashimoto and Kojima. C.W. Anderson, not really. I mean, he's here and he wants revenge, but you know the brutal attack on Arn Anderson is still in his mind deep back there. And I think that cost him because he thinks about Arn Anderson in the middle of the match and he cries and loses to a DDT, and Hashimoto and Kojima get it done. They defend the belts once again against the two guys that they technically didn't win the belts from because they didn't actually wrestle. They just were stripped.
Right.
So Hashimoto and Kojima win, and then after the match, C.W. Anderson and Johnny Storm still in the ring, and Sylvain Grenier, Rene Dupree, and Rob are in the hospital.
They're in the hospital?
They're right outside Arn Anderson's door in the set.
I thought they were in like beds, like they were like admitted.
And they're like, "C.W. Anderson, that one looked rough. You looked like you really almost got it done for your buddy Arn, for your family member Arn Anderson. Let's go see how he feels about it." And they get into it. And the nurse was like, "Get out of here!" And they just beat the shit out of Arn Anderson.
Arn.
And C.W. Anderson's in the ring like, "You motherfuck Rick!" And they just, C.W. Anderson and Johnny Storm run out of the arena, and that's how SmackDown ends. With La Resistance beating the shit out of poor little Arn Anderson. It gets a
Best
93.
show of the week.
Second best show of the week.
Second best show of the week.
What can I say? What are we doing here, Chen? This is just how we do it. This is just how we do it, Chen. See, we have Johnny Storm in our main event. We're still good. Well, that being so, yeah.
You also had,
yeah, that's fair. But we also had Ruckus.
True. You did have Ruckus.
But he did wrestle just Jared because just need that mid card. Just need that mid card over there, brother.
Thunder has the opposite problem. Thunder needs more stars.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
Now, we'll see you for Raw and SmackDown and Nitro and Thunder
and Thunder
and
on the road to